roll out of a parking lot without stopping first to check for pedestrians, and especially do not do that on your test because that would be an automatic fail. Hey, it's Jacqueline. And I bet you're here because you are excited to take your test. You've done all your good practice, but you just want one last example of a test so you can make sure that you're really ready. Really ready means that if you're under 18, you've done 50 plus hours of practice with a parent or guardian. And if you're over 18, it means that you can still demonstrate your driving as if you've done 50 plus hours of practice. So really and truly, practice is the thing that's going to prepare you for your test. The kind of practice you've been doing, I hope, is learning how to use all the car parts, learning how to make safe left and right turns in neighborhoods, being extra careful on unprotected left turns, making safe left and right lane changes, and I hope you've also been practicing your parking, pulling over to park parallel to the curb, and also parking lot parking. Those are the main skills that are assessed. It's also really common for an examiner to take a student through some difficult intersections, some intersections that are uncontrolled, like perhaps a yield or a T intersection. They might also take you on a neighborhood where there's a one-way street, and they just want to make sure that you're watching all the street signs and you know what to do in any situation. The driving test generally lasts from 10 to 15 minutes, so it's a really short snapshot of time for the examiner to make sure that you're ready to receive a lifetime license that allows you to drive across the United States and also to rent a car internationally if you're over 25. So it's a really big deal, and I hope you're taking it very seriously. So let's pretend like you've done all this good work. Your parent or your friend comes to the DMV with you, and it's your time to start your test. We're going to run through the test as if we're doing a 10 or 15 minute test with all the parts. Let's begin by imagining the examiner is at the window and they ask me to do the pre-drive checklist. So I'm just going to say out loud all the parts as if an examiner is telling me. So they might say something like, put on your left turn signal and turn it off. Put on your right turn signal and turn it off. Put on your emergency flashers or hazard lights and turn them off. Turn on your headlights and turn them off. Tap your foot brake and release. Put on your windshield wiper and turn it off. Point to your defroster button. Honk your horn. Engage your emergency brake and release, and show your hand signals. Left, right, and stop. Once you've shown all the car parts, the examiner is going to get in the car with you. You're going to make sure anyone who ever gets in the car with you puts on their seatbelt, and once the examiner is seatbelted, they will advise you how to start your test. So let's pretend like the examiner just got in the car, and they might say something vague like, please exit the parking lot. What you need to know is that you are being assessed for parking lot driving. You are scanning the parking lot, prepared to yield if there were any hazards. You're maintaining a slow speed, about 5 miles an hour, and you use your turn signals just like you would do in a neighborhood. And these arrows are a great reminder that we always do a full stop when we're exiting a parking lot to check for pedestrians. So I'm looking between the wall and the cars. And because it's clear, I creep out and I do a second stop. I make sure that it's safe, and then I continue. Please do not ever roll out of a parking lot without stopping first to check for pedestrians, and especially do not do that on your test because that would be an automatic fail. At this first left turn, I get to demonstrate my first stop and second stop skills. and if my to yield.